And the red light is going. We are recording. Alright, everybody. Took a break, had some breakfast, got some more water, let the video render out. All good to go. Everything seemed good with the previous video. My voice is registering, audio is good, and we are recording. Alright, let's get in. Groping. Okay. Did we have to use that word? New music. Allah, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Voidson here. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail beforehand. Oh fuck, does that mean the cloud of darkness is still around here? He seemed to stay dead at that time, yes. Time to wait around and see. From what I know of your foray, I can hardly blame you. Perhaps they returned after you left, but if they didn't, there must be a reason why. There are circumstances in which we are unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow. But in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you have come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct voids once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul must be devoured by your enemies, or your erstwhile prey, a fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survived the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were. Yet despite his great strength, Scarmiglione managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I can bind the ether of the soul and crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria, but I'm the only one left. I am told the heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Arsite. Are they and Memoria one and the same? Arsite. I do not know this word, but the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria has different names elsewhere, but it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? Never thought about that. I do know, though, that Voidson can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal, in part. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about a man called Gobez. He may well be my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of him? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, some in the castle may have heard of him. Then we must try talking to other Voidson again. Let us entrust the task to Allah. His echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, be able to maintain his composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you ask about Gobez in my stead? On the terraces to begin with, perhaps. Thank you. We shall remain here to discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. So, assuming woman, important lady in the big picture is her mother, and she is the Princess of Darkness, then gonna theorize that Golbez is her father. She may have lost some memories, but that would explain why he seems familiar to her. I went the wrong way. God damn it. This music kinda reminds me of music from Birth by Sleep. I can't remember which track. I think it was from Enchanted Dominion. I think it had a very similar theme. Granted, this music could be from FF4, I wouldn't know. Hi guys. Went the wrong way. Bye guys. So the clever one hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps. Golbez. Of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless. Those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you had better flee, though soon there will be nowhere to run. And those who are fit to battle. All this talking. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. Golbez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, yes, she did. Domains. The tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you, I mustn't eat you. Golbez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. Welcome back, on. Were you able to learn Auto Value? So countless woods sent answer to the archfiends, who in turn answered to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Scarmillione's aggression is also consistent with the claims that archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister Ajdaya. If there is even the faintest possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of my world already? If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more of a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Protection, surely you must desire something, name it. I think Alla knows that she can protect herself. I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I didn't bother to resist when the ones here fell upon me. What matters in a world that's already dead? By that logic, you have no reason to refuse our request. The payment need but be your satisfaction, correct? Did I not already say as much from the start? Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed, or a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in neither. That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Fair point. Where to now? Are there a place the archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary? I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this island. I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one. But regardless of size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent. Let us go find one mount at once. Somebody watching? Ah. Not good. Lord Gomez must hear of this. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little aether should suffice. Are you ready?
There it is. Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
This looks like a proper city.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs?
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! What's enticing you there? Let me have some, let me have some!
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It's a void sense nature to consume, their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of ether may to their undoing. Many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the Voidsent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. You're going too, of course, in which case I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. Let's go. Oh, in their house, of course. I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am, in a place all my own. Although this is my domain, I don't make it a habit of strolling about. It is a strange feeling. I can't say for certain, but I don't know, it kind of looks like it could be female. It's a bit androgynous. Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day he comes. Or was it she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting, or why I even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him, or her. I'll just have to keep waiting. The warrior of light and or darkness, whoever they may be. Do you have a comment on it? This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly did wish for it. You're one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die. So it is. So it is. What brings you here, then? Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently, he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move.
Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez. Golbez. I've heard the name before. I remember always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
Crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfarello? Farfarello. Let's go. He was a minion of another minion. Went on about the terrible things we saw. You see, perhaps Farfarf can tell us more. Farfarello. To walk around with her like that. You're her minion then. You know I don't take minions. He has some questions. I want you to answer them. Golbez. I don't know that one. Only Skathic. That's a name that sounds familiar. Skathic. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. Don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skathic was a powerful voidson who ruled over a vast domain. Oh, fucking Skathic! From the goddamn, the Void... The Void Arc! That's final boss from the Void Arc, right. That's where I know the name from. It was a long time ago. So I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. Satisfied with what you've learned? Let's step away before becoming too tempting to resist. We did see a few certain sky pirates in the trailer, along with Kate Sith. I forget, wasn't Kate Sith a Voidson at one point? It seems the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Siriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he sees a threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether, such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume. Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way.
Meanwhile, elsewhere...
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it.
Kinda sounds like Thancred's voice actor.
They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. If the very notion wasn't absurd! Drifting our good, drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmiglione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence! Know your place!
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Farfarello keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. The voids in here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need ether. Except Farfarello. I'm never going to get used to this name. Farfarello and Siriata. That is, they are content to take from one another. Bearing an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Siriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. 'Twas in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Golbez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. Oh, whatever will I do now? Siriato, this is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright? What more do you want me to say? Oh, you ate your friend. And off he flees. He is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Siriato's behavior? So you think so too? As he says, Farfarello is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, who is clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, instead hid here. Where Farfarello usually... No. We must go after Siriato now. So hungry, I might die. But I can't. Unless someone's near. You're not devouring my ether. You hear me? You're not devouring my ether. Siriato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him.
If a Voidsen is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternatively, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger, but in so doing risk losing its sense of self. 'Tis an unenviable struggle.
What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Barbaricia? Who in the world is that? We must flee. All of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Barbarica, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve the Archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were Barbaricia's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfarello, didn't he? Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his ether, but its entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was war than you were present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was in Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from here. I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything. Hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him. He would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened. So very frightened. When you are eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your consciousness in part yours. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarella must have been desperate indeed. Now that desperation has joined with Cerato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, either me or Farfarello. But there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbaricia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here. And no one can escape her whims. No one.
Barbaricia! She has come!
And she's brought her domain with her.
I was about to say, did she bring fucking island with her?
The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eaten and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiend's approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Hello.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell?
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh, you even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Oh, we go beat her up. That's the plan. What else?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
Am I gonna get a wowf? Not yet. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet, my heart weighs heavy for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. There's no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Wind rises. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her way at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the Memoria will suffice. Vinod told us that we could do it at will if we focus. You do that. And if you fail, well, you'll just have to search elsewhere for answers. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ashdaya. If another archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarry to come to us. Indeed, if our struggle with Scarmiglione taught us aught, 'tis that we must hold nothing back when facing an archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at earliest opportunity. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Mistrach.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
She's so fucking cool.
Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Where are we dropping, boys? Storm's Crown, now accessible. Alright. Hopefully the queuing isn't long. Five minutes. She wasn't kidding about that hair, huh? Is that just like... Her power is wind and hair. Here we go. Hi everybody, good morning. Happy Patch Day. Empress of the Winds, Barbaricia.
Come, give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence.
Let's go.
Such rich, exquisite ether. My hair shimmers with anticipation.
That sounds like a weed. Or a room light, I should say.
On your guard!
Ah, interesting.
Try this!
Aha, gotcha. You know, I had a feeling that's what it was. I should have known that instant. Alright, so the middle will be clear? Yeah.
My locks are as the wind.
Hello. Assume I have to get out of this.
Strong and free.
Very interesting. Oh, I'm still alive. Alright, so in, then over there.
Try this. Wind blows.
This again. I can still attack during this.
You feel it too, do you not? You've done well to last this long.
Curling iron.
But the battle has only just begun.
Count. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Oh, this is fucking awesome.
I'll slaughter you all.
Oh, that hurt.
Dodge this if you can.
Oh my god. Fuck, I gotta stay on your toes. We can't stack those.
Don't underestimate me.
Holy shit, this fight. It hurts.
Feel my fury. Know your place.
This fight's nuts.
You can't escape the storm. I'll break your every bone.
Too little, too late.
Be gone from my sight! The insolence!
Oh, there goes my dots.
Dodge this if you can! I'll make it quick.
Dots. God. Imagine being a black mage. Holy shit.
Don't underestimate me.
This is like a 10-minute long soft engage. Jesus.
Know your place.
Fuck it. I'm going for it.
You can't escape the storm. I'll break your every bone. Be gone from my sight! The insolence! Dodge this if you can! I'll make it quick.
This hasn't been quick. Almost there. God, how the fuck do you do this on Black Mage? Ugh.
No! I will not be denied!
Ugh, God, this shit was crazy. Oh my god. Oof. I was about to say, if there's a black mage in the party, they're getting my fucking comm no matter what.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet...
You're finished.
Swing. Damn it all!
Alright, Allah. Focus. What have I not taught you?
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well done.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ajdaya. So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
What is going on with you? Hello?
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of... Hey, let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate, being part Voidsent, her physiology may be rather different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to waken her. It would be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here, defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. Allah, might I ask you to hold on to Babarika's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? My voice hurts. We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? Barbaricia's minion. I can't help but sometimes slip into the accent. I try not to, just because I know it would be horrible. Why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else? Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Allah? With luck, we might learn something of Golbez. You're the ones who felled Barbaricia. I won't make trouble. I'll obey. So please, let me stay. If you could obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez. But there isn't much I can tell. Only archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know. I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters, staffs, whatever they are. He uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I am satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home. Whenever Barbaricia moved her domain, some would get left behind. No such worries here. If it isn't immortal, you remind me of the time I was summoned to your world by someone who sought beauty. Well, it turned out to be a deviant who had my vessel chained to a bed. When I tried to break free, he had the gall to call me a hideous fiend. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he started slicing me up. I left that body and fled back here as quickly as I could. Never again, never again. Oh my fucking god. Made the right choice of going back to talk to that guy. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Let go. Back to Troya then, and hence home. Wouldn't be playing this music unless something bad was about to happen. Okay.
Ah, you're all safe. Thank the sisters.
Just want to say, close that shit up.
A moment while I close the gate. There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
Master Morn, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part Void Sent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void-sent, rendering it dominant. Thus we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel. Were Zero wholly void-sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
It is no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales function admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Oh god, my voice. Then I'll go meet with the soldiers, share with them what I've learned fighting Voidson in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? I'm just worried about Zero. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Mirides Mahane, I never figured out how to pronounce that, and ask for suitable refreshments? Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana shall watch over Zero. She's already en route. Let us each then tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon. Welcome to Mirides Mahane. Please make yourself comfortable. What? A guest of the Satrap has collapsed from hunger. Of course I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire. It's an expensive dish, just for good measure. Light and refreshing, like fruit perhaps. Rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat. Living mortals should suffice. While that might be perfect for an adventurer preparing to raid a treasure vault, I fear it would be too much for someone coming out of a long slumber. I would recommend something gentler on the stomach, like these apples here. They've just come in, and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. Welcome back. Lest you worry, Mistress Sedana has been taking good care of our guests. Will you be joining them
now? Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here?
I really like her hair.
There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful!
Is there little blue streaks in her hair? I think I'm noticing.
Ah! Woo!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
A fiend? Where is it? Where?
Fucking love Nidana.
But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door. So to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
I took the liberty of arranging
Oh,
refreshments.
back in Little Body.
I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we Voidsent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time, but don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radz at Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
You have my thanks.
I think I'm noticing now. Wow, that's loud. The armor she's wearing isn't too dissimilar from other pieces. I'd be interested to see if the maiming matches hers, except maybe a different color. We'll see. I've got to gear, and I've got to farm all that shit. This world is brimming with ether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. Glad I am to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where the food came from. Apple, was it? Well, I don't expect I'll collapse again. It would be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Merida's Mayhem it is. I shall introduce you to the head waitress. Let's go! This is the place. The air is different here. I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Amish cuisine is quite fragrant. Delicious, I hope you will agree. We could attempt to introduce Zero to Merida herself, but Mithlio is more likely to be available. Welcome to Merida's Mayhem. Greetings, Mithlio, and may I introduce you to Zero. She is an esteemed guest. I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah, yes. Merida has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. 'Twas here that Allah obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it some sort of ritual related to eating? The dancers, they move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. It's a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We avoid and prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world, too, must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. Suppose we visit, Balsan Bazaar, where goods of the world over may be found. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace. People buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Razzatan has served as a trading hub. Here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there are aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So that's what tomestones are for. Voidsen returned with them on occasion, but we never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appear to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains with which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we will kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Why, Master Vitra, how may we serve you this evening? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there is no rush. Oh, I pressed a button. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies and claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now, and can always obtain more without need for a name chatter. No need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megaduda. If aught catches your eye on the road, do not hesitate to say so. Some sort of fruit. Pitiful thing, so I imagine you need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Savnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medical properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitra, and Alla too. Oh hey. If it isn't young Merid, and that must be your sister, Yasra. Yasra is all well at the orphanage. Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for each other. Oh, just the other day, Sunian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Surely, Justinian paid you a visit. That as well. Is she a new friend? Friend? You know what that is? What? You mean you don't? She is a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. Then I'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Play with. Damn it, I knew that's where it was going. Zeno seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought with you. Is that the same thing? Realist. Absolutely not. And I'm no closer to understanding it. Why he traversed the great expanse. Why he risked life and limb for you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I'm not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry, I can't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand. Goodbye, it was nice meeting you. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. But the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's also strange. Your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. Third money. This is it. I believe Zero's time has been rewarding, and 'twas no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduda. we don't run into any like fucking 30-minute cutscenes. It's like I gotta start getting ready for work in 20 minutes.
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power, the power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate, but in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness, as was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, Infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through and find my world changed beyond recognition into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a void scent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the Lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
So I gotta take you to the first now? You know, so you can talk to some people there.
A lost world, you said? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. We warned that this will take a while.
Alright, see ya. I think so. Hold on a sec.
I'll put it back right here, okay?
Gotcha.
I gotta fix my machine.
Gotcha. Uh-huh. Alrighty. Where were we? Selections.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light. Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Can't wait for 7.0 Lightbringer.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Scent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
Loud. Okay. Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. But Golbez and his minions will see. So fucking funny. Where the fuck did that come from? Stemming our efforts of this, we can be sure. But with you all on my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Meanwhile,
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
It was no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee its success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for screaming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Ha ha! Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall.
That's an ancient. What?
What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Even realms long lost to dark may find in memory rebirth spark. Hoo boy! Let's take a look here. Void bound. It's not bad. But I think once again, there's only one appropriate title. If we're restoring light, then we must become the Lightbringer. And there you have it. Well, I am out of time, and right on time. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys stick around for more, because there will be more, of course. Like I said at the beginning of this, I'm not sure what all is going to look like next time we see each other, but we'll see. Till then, take care. Goodbye. The Lightbringer.